In a high-tech future, Joe was waiting. Today he was meeting Ash, the girl he loved more than anything. She smiled when she saw him and walked closer. Her eyes showed warmth, but also worry, for some reason. She told Joe that she loved him. Her voice was soft but shaky. Then she looked past him and froze. A man was walking toward them from far away. Her hands began to tremble. She looked at Joe and said she needed to tell him something. She wasn't from around here. She was from somewhere else, somewhere different. Joe stared at her, confused. But before he could ask anything, the man got closer. Ash stepped back, eyes wide. She begged him to stop. She said, "No, please don't." The man didn't speak. His face stayed cold, like this was something he had to do. Then, without warning, he pulled out a weapon and fired. Ash was gone, forever. Joe rushed to her, held her, and cried. Joe follows the man desperately, but after a while the man just disappears into thin air. What did Ash wanted to say? Why was she attacked? His heart felt heavy. For the next 2 weeks, Joe didn't leave home. One day, his old friend Oliver, a paper seller, came over and brought coffee for Joe. But as Joe held the cup, his hands shook. He dropped it. Coffee spilled all over. Oliver watched, but said nothing. He left quietly, knowing Joe wasn't ready. That night, Joe's pain grew worse. He felt lost and thought the only way to see Ash again was to do the unthinkable. He closed his eyes, hands shaking. He tried to end it, but the gun didn't work. He looked at it, shocked, tried again, nothing. Confused, he pointed it at the couch. The gun fired right away. He pointed it at himself again. Still, nothing. He fired at the window. Glass broke into flying pieces. Then, something even stranger happened. Joe jumped from the window. Just as he was about to jump, he heard Ash's voice calling him. But it was too late. He had already jumped, but he was stuck mid-air. Glass floated around him. Everything stopped. A loud beep snapped the silence. Joe's AI system spoke his name. He woke up in bed, sweating and breathing fast. The shooting, the fall, was it all a dream? But then his AI said he had a new message, from Ash. He ran into the living room. The gun was on the table. So it wasn't all a dream. Ash really was gone. He had nearly followed her. But the message? That changed everything. Who was sending texts from her phone? Still in shock, Joe walked outside, trying to think. He checked his phone. More messages came in. Many. Then he saw a woman walk by. Her face flickered like a bad TV screen. More messages popped up. Joe didn't know what to think. He found Oliver and told him everything. Oliver listened and said Ash might have set up these messages before she passed. They were sent at a set time. Joe opened one. In the video, Ash looked calm. She told him to visit his bookstore. A package was waiting for him there. Then, in a soft voice, she said something that made Joe's heart race. She told Joe she wasn't from this world. He didn't know what to say. Nothing made sense. In the next scene, a woman stared at a screen watching Joe. 2 men stood beside her. They were watching him closely, tracking every step. Joe reached the bookstore. When he asked about a package, his assistant handed a small book. The woman tracking him now knew he had it. Outside, Joe opened the book. The first page had a note from Ash. She had written that she truly loved him. Everything around him felt too loud. He started walking home fast. But as he walked, Joe noticed a man behind him. That man was talking to the woman tracking Joe, giving updates. She told him to go after Joe and take the book. Joe sensed trouble. He ran into his building and rushed up to his apartment. The man followed. Just then, Joe's phone buzzed. It was a message from Ash. She said he was in danger and needed to run. Joe ran to his apartment. As he tried to slam the door, the man shoved his foot in. Joe pushed back hard, but the man fired a shot. Joe ducked, grabbed his gun from the table, and hid behind the couch. The man burst in. Joe fired but missed. The attacker smiled and pointed his gun. But before he could shoot, Joe's body moved strangely like a robo-ninja. His chest turned on its own, like his body moved without him thinking. His hand lifted and fired at the stranger. The man fell. Joe froze, not sure what just happened. Before he could think more, another man came through the door. They fought hand to hand. Joe felt like something downloaded into him. He blocked his opponent's every move. The man asked someone to lift him as something is wrong. Joe was shocked. Who was he even talking to? Then, with one strong move from Joe, the man dropped flat. Joe stood there, shocked. He had never fought before. How did he even do that? He looked at his hands. They didn't feel like his. Nothing made sense anymore. Later, Joe walked back into the room. Ash's face appeared on the wall like a live screen. It wasn't a recording. She was talking in real time. At that same moment, the body from earlier vanished into thin air. Ash explained more. Ash told him that many years ago, tech had changed. AI had grown smart. Too smart. Then a man named Hunter had a plan to mix real life and a digital world. He started developing code for a company called Centech, but his code had errors. One mysterious programmer helped him. Together, they built a digital universe called DU. In this world, AIs live like people and have emotions. They didn't even know they weren't real. At first, it was just games, but then Hunter started using it to test weapons, pharmaceuticals, and other experiments. The kind that could hurt even in real life. The mysterious programmer tried to stop Hunter, but couldn't. Then he vanished. Hunter kept going and soon became the CEO of Centech. He built 500 fake worlds like Joe's, each one used for something different. Joe listened closely. Then it hit him. He wasn't real. He was an AI in the digital universe, a program. His chest felt tight. He didn't want to believe it. Ash went on. She told Joe she was real. She came into this world to stop Hunter. She wanted to find secret files and show the truth to people outside. At first, she stayed focused, but then she met Joe and fell in love. Over time, she grew to care about him for real. Just as she neared her goal, Hunter found her. He entered the digital world and destroyed her virtual body. He is the same person that shot her in front of Joe. Then Ash showed Joe a photo of the mysterious programmer. Joe stared. He knew the face. It was Oliver, his old friend, the paper seller. Joe was stunned. Oliver had been hiding in this fake world all along. He had once tried to bring down Hunter's company. That made him a target. So he ran. Ash was just as shocked. She had no idea Joe knew Oliver. Now that Ash wants to return to the real world, she needs Oliver's help. He's the only one who can make it happen. She tells Joe to find Oliver and ask for help. Joe agrees. Erica, who's been watching Joe from the real world, secretly reports to Hunter. From his office, we see how bad things have gotten in the background. Pollution is rising, and the climate is in trouble. She tells Hunter it's getting hard to manage the digital universe, or DU. It's linked to the live network and gets non-stop data from the real world. Erica says it would be safer to run the DU alone, off the grid. That way, no one will know it's still working. Courts had already ruled the DU illegal. Billions of digital lives were affected by what the company had done. Hunter disagrees. If they isolate the DU, it won't work right. And DU is the only place where they can test out changes and ideas before implementing them in the real world. It doesn't matter if digital-like forms are affected by their experiments, they are not real people. He reminds Erica it's her job to keep things running while staying online. Then Hunter makes a new plan. He wants to find the real Ash. He gives Erica strict orders. Her team begins hunting Ash right away. In the real world, Ash is at home when Oliver calls. She tells him she needs his help again. She wants to return to Joe's world. Oliver agrees. But before they say more, call is disconnected. Hunter's soldiers storm in. Erica's team found her. Ash runs fast and barely gets away. She traces Oliver's call and finds the house where he's hiding. When they meet, Ash shares more. 10 years ago, after college, she got a trainee data analyst job at Centech. Soon, she noticed something strange. Hunter did not dismantle the DU as per court orders. The AIs inside the system acted like real people. They didn't even know they weren't human. It felt like real minds had been copied into fake bodies. Ash couldn't look away. She thought the system needed to be shut down, but everything changed after she met Joe. She didn't think she'd care for someone inside the DU. But Joe changed her. To him, the DU wasn't a game. It was home. Ash gave up her plan. She just wanted to be with Joe. She begged Oliver to send her back. He saw her pain and agreed. She also said the Oliver cares for Joe as well. It was him who improved Joe's code and made him stronger when he was attacked. He asked her to get to a hotel Hunter did not know about and log in the DU from there. Back at Centech, Hunter stared at the code on his screen. He saw changes. He knew Oliver had returned. He decides to take Joe's version of the DU offline. Joe and Ash finally met again. Joe felt broken. Ash told him she loved him. But Joe didn't know what to do with that. The truth of him being a digital being changed his perception of reality. She told him it didn't matter. She loved him for who he was. She said she'd stay with him. But just then, Ash is pulled out of Joe's world. Right after, Oliver contacted her. He told her to leave right away. Hunter had found a way to block her code. Now, he was tracking her in the real world. She was no longer safe. Joe runs to Oliver for help. Oliver has an idea. He wants to copy Joe's code and move it into a safer world where Joe and Ash can live together. But there's one problem. Someone has to break into the developer room to do it. Joe agrees to go. Oliver gives him a key. It will let him upload his copy and protect himself from danger along the way. Ash had feared something like this. So before her virtual body was lost, she hid the key inside a small book. It was the same book Joe had picked up earlier, not knowing what it was. While this was going on, Ash was still on the run. She plugged herself back into the DU to check on Joe, but Hunter's agents spotted her. She managed to stop one of them, but he refused to talk. Then, without warning, another agent knocked her out, breaking her connection to the DU. Ash woke up tied to a chair inside Hunter's office in the real world. At the same time, Hunter tracked down Oliver's hideout inside the DU and came face to face with him. While they were still talking in the digital world, one of Hunter's agents found Oliver in real life and unalived him. All of Oliver's saved data was wiped clean. Now Oliver was gone. Joe had to finish the job alone. He made it to the developer room and started uploading his code. Erica finds him and sends guards to stop Joe, but Oliver had planned ahead. A secret door opened, and inside was a room full of weapons. Joe grabs the weapons and fights off Hunter's guards. Hunter steps in and pulls Joe into a hidden part of the DU. There, he traps him and makes it clear he's in control. He tells Joe he's just lines of code, and he could delete him at any time. But something strange happens. Joe slips free from Hunter's grip. He grabs a weapon and fires at him. Hunter stares in shock, not sure how Joe did it. Then, out of anger, he decides to delete Joe's world. Joe's world starts to fade away. Ash breaks down. She knows this might be the end, for both of them. Just as Hunter is about to harm Ash, something strange happens. A face appears on his screen. It's Oliver. He's alive. Joe is instantly teleported. He now stands face to face with Hunter. Joe tells him he remembers everything, how Hunter destroyed his world and wrecked lives just to stay in control. Erica watches, then steps in. She frees Ash. At that moment, Hunter's agent vanishes like his code was deleted. Then Joe does the one thing no one saw coming. He finishes off Hunter for good. No one fully understands how it happened. But Ash and Joe are finally safe, and nothing else matters now. Later, Joe, Ash, and Oliver meet. Oliver explains the truth, and it shocks them all. Ash, Hunter, and their reality, like Joe, were never real. They were all programs. Hunter's world was just code. He thought he was real, but he wasn't. Oliver had created that world, and Hunter too. But now he wonders if his own world is real, or just another level of code made by someone else. Reality is what we make of it, and should enjoy every moment that we have with our loved ones. Still, Joe and Ash feel peace. Their love, though digital, is real enough for them. They accept it, and they're finally happy. Oliver smiles, wishes them well, and leaves them to live their life. And that's how it all ends. Take care, and bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me and gives me the motivation to keep creating more entertaining videos just for you. Your support truly makes all the difference.